Hi everyone, it's Michelle and this is the 11th of December, so this is day 11 of my FlossMas. FlossMas? That's not a good start. FlossMas. I'm going to leave that in. How's everyone been? It is, for me, Friday night, so that is a good thing. I've got to the end of the week in one piece. I've got two little things to do before I launch into the rest of tonight's proceedings, ready for the 11th of December. The first thing today is still technically for me the 10th of December, so I'm technically on time. So Pembroke Happy's Kyle, it's Kyle Rackameyer's birthday today, so happy birthday Kyle. And secondly, yesterday I was talking about the Modern Folk Embroidery Sal. Now I'd like to say that I misspoke, but I didn't. I got it completely arse about face, I'm sorry. I had seen the Sal announcement and then underneath I'd seen a digital render of a design. And I just put 2 and 2 together and came up with 64. So I'm so sorry to Jacob and to all those people who were, I could actually see the confusion on your faces, I'm sure, whilst where you were watching it. So yes, there is a Modern Folk Embroidery Sal again this year. It is a mystery one. And I know I said about mystery sals yesterday, but come on, this is Jacob we're talking about here. It's a monochromatic mystery sal from Modern Folk Embroidery. So what's there not to like? It's going to be amazing. And I have to say, as soon as I read the details properly, this lovely green that I got yesterday really jumped into my mind. Right, I've got some freebies, some stitching from the past. I have got a little bit of stuff that I've worked on and my advent calendars to open. So let's go on and see what we've got. I have to say as well, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if it's bleeding yet. I took another top off that had a zip on it and I pretty much ripped my face off with the zip just before I started this, so, oh well. I'm having a good week, covering myself in jam and then ripping my face off with a zip. Marvellous. I didn't actually go back to the Prairie Schooler one. I had another go with this. I was sort of watching my video back and I was looking at the Mill Hill things I'd finished and I was like, I really do really like those Mill Hills. And so I knew I had one on the go, so I thought, oh, I'll try and get it finished off. And the other thing is I actually took a couple of minutes just to write down the monthly ornaments that I've done. And this actually is number 12. So if I can get this one done this December, I have actually finished something that I set out to achieve this year. Which if you look at my poor attempt at whip go, then you'll see why I want to get this one done. I didn't realise that I was such a contrary person until I attempted to do my own whip go and tell myself what to do. It did not go well. It did not go well. I think I met one of the things that I tried to achieve in my whip go, and that was it. So as brilliant an idea as it is, and as much respect as I have for those people who actually stick to their guns and do what they say they're going to do, I don't think I'm going to do whip go again next year. Or maybe I'll just keep the same board and then maybe in 10 years time I'll have finished it. So this is where I got to. I put another patch on her, I nearly said her, on his the bottom of his coat, and I started with the red. I just love that red and that flash of purple on there. So I was actually looking at more Mill Hill Santas today, trying to think to myself, well, could I do one of those a month? And I'm not sure I can. My brain wants to buy them and put them in a little pouch ready for next year, but my heart's saying, come on, be sensible. You know what you're like. So we'll see. I'd certainly like to do more of them. I would say that this year actually my biggest revelation is stitching on perforated paper. I'd never stitched on perforated paper until right at the end of the previous year, and when I first did it I didn't actually really enjoy it because I like the sewing method, but since I've made a couple of things and seen how lovely they turn out, then yeah, it's become quite a revelation for me. So there's my progress on this one. This is called Festival Friends Santa, if you didn't get to see on there. So just a little bit of stitching today, not too much. It's a busy day today. Right, I'm going to do the freebie next, and this is the freebie. It is another Christmassy one, And as I said, these designers just keep putting out all these beautiful beautiful freebies. This isn't one from this year, this is one from a couple of years ago, but I've had so many beautiful new ones that I'm still feeling I'm kind of on the Christmassy ones. I will swap, and I will make sure that I include other freebies so that you've got stitching throughout the year as well, but I can't not put this one up. So this one is from Twin Peak Primitives, and it's called Reindeer and Friends, and this was originally a chart that was done for a shop. Either, I can't remember whether it was either to give away as a freebie or a stitch along, or as part of a, like a stitchy box type thing, and then the shop decided to allow it just as a normal freebie. I will put the name of the shop down the bottom because I really don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's in the Netherlands, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm so sorry. And this is it, Reindeer and Friends by Twin Peak Primitives. So I'll put the link to this, okay? The link for this actually takes you to the shop where you download the chart. So I just love that little beaver and the cardinal and the chickens on the top there. It's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So if you want to grab this one, then feel free to go and grab it and stitch it and have fun. Right, my previous stitches then. I've got 3 little ones to show you. So the first one is another perforated paper one, and this is Satsuma Cat. No, this is Cat O' Lantern, sorry, Cat O' Lantern by Satsuma Street. And you can buy these perforated papers either as little kits, or you can buy just the PDF chart, and the PDF chart has 4 of the sort of Halloween designs on them. So that's one of them. I actually did another one from this set, so I've got 2 more to do next year. I stitched this one on black perforated paper, and for this one I did use the suggested, well, I started off with the suggested 3 strands, and then I think I went to 2 strands because it didn't seem to make any difference. So there we go. And I just love the sequins. I think the sequins really make it. So there is that one. And then I have got this one. And I'm going to have to put the designer on the bottom. I think it's a heart in hand one. I'm going to stick my neck out, although I've not been very good at that. Like with the whole Sal issue yesterday, I was actually writing a post about it on my Instagram to say, oh, I made a mistake, and one of my most used emojis recently is the one where the woman's just doing that. Oh, not again. And so it's one of the ones that comes up in my favourites. So I must do a lot of things that make me want to go, oh. So this is definitely called Spring Whirligig. Anyway, let me take it apart. This is called Spring Whirligig, and I just finished it in the top of a lid. I think it was a lid from a candle, or I don't know, it was just a little random metal lid that I found that was the right shape, and then I popped some puntini pins in the top of it, and it's the Spring Whirligig, and obviously you can get the different seasons as well. And then I bought, and I had every intention of painting the base for this, but it would appear that I've not got around to that. A little glass dome for it, a little cloche dome for it. It was one of the ones that had lights in it, but by the time I'd sort of attacked it with a pair of scissors, it didn't have lights in it anymore. But it fitted perfectly. So I do want to paint the base. I think it would look nicer with a darker base. So I will get around to that at some point in time. Let's just pop that up there. And then my last freebie, oh sorry, my last stitch that I did was a freebie. And this is a heart in hand one, and it's just called Farm Fresh. And I just stitched it on a little piece of random neutral coloured linen, and then picked out some colours, and then on the back it's a nice blue plaid which was a shirt that I bought in a charity shop. Just to get the nice blue material because I liked it. It wasn't just for this. I've got it in my stash to use for other things, but I thought it really suited it for the back of that. So yeah, shirts are a very good source of backing material, particularly plaids and tartan shirts. Right, what else? What else shall I show you? Let me show you something else I hadn't planned to show you. 2 minutes. So before I do my advent calendars, I'm going to show you something else. Now this came in a few weeks ago, but I haven't got around to showing it with everything. And it's another sampler that I bought. And let me show you her. So this is Jane Barlow, 1840. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see her. She's quite big. Not in the greatest condition in some places. That's a horrible glare, isn't it there? Not in the greatest condition in some places, but the stitching is pretty much intact. And you've got these gorgeous flowers, these gorgeous roses at the top, a cherub, beautiful big apple tree, I would imagine. And it uses quite a small number of colours, really. It's backed onto a piece of fabric because obviously the stitching, oh, that's really bad. The stitching has got quite a lot of losses. Well, shall I say the fabric's got quite a lot of losses. The stitching actually hasn't really. And it's got that immense border. Now, I don't hold out much hope of finding Jane, just because there's no other date or no other information on there apart from her name and when she stitched it. There's no year or anything like that. So it would be very hard to work out how old she was when she stitched it, and there's no place on there, so I don't hold up much hope of finding her. But she did such a pretty sampler, and yeah, I'm really happy with her. And at some point I will get around to charting her. Right, let's do these advent calendars then, shall we? I don't know if you've noticed, but I have elasticized my hair. Yesterday in the bath I had found 15 minutes to sit there uninterrupted, which was amazing. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with that actually. It seems to have done it a little bit of good. Right, 11, number 11. Let's see where we are. What have we got today? Ooh, Alpha H, another one of those. I know I liked the first one of these I had. Liquid Gold Rose Concentrated Skincare. Again, you can see me adjusting my focal length. Weightless hydration with the resurfacing and smoothing effects of the classic liquid gold formula. So resurfacing and smoothing. Sounds more like a road than my face, but I'll take both of those things at the moment. A resurface and a smooth down would probably do it the world of good. And number 11 on the Patchwork Rabbit is Classic Colourworks Khaki Mocha, which is probably just going to look like a very white, creamy white on the camera. But I can see it does have some little sort of spots, almost of like a taupe, a caramelly taupe running through it. You know when you first get a marshmallow, a white marshmallow, and you toast it on the fire, just that little browning that you get on there. And I'm sure somebody does a colour called toasted marshmallow, but that's exactly what it's like. And that's it from me. I will see you tomorrow. Stay classy, stitchers.